Hello people, today I have with us the high-grade MAILES Reiki. This is the 172 scale model kit from the Kyokai Senki anime. This one here I just put together a couple nights ago, and I happen to think it looks really good. There are a couple of issues with it, I think, just personally. This one, it has a couple of gaps in the armors and stuff like that, like on the bottom of the feet, and that would be noticeable on this one because it's an aerial unit. Maybe not so much, but it is something that I noticed. But let's go ahead and check out the articulation on this guy, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, so first off, we have the head. On these Kyokai Senki kits, the head on these has a really long neck, which is in 3 parts. There's a loop on the bottom, which allows you to have a ball joint in the bottom here, but that one is a pivot point for the neck, so you can move that around inside there. It's hard to tell. Let's go ahead and pop the head off. So like I said, this one is on a loop. You can pivot that back and forth here. And it's also a ball joint, and then there's a ball joint in the top, which allows you to move the head around as normal. And like I said, ball joint, so that plugs right in there. You can get quite a lot out of it, but probably not as much as on a Gundam because of the way this is designed. I think I'm washing it out with the light here. Let's darken it up. Okay. Then we have, right here, there's a little flap on top of the shoulder armor, which is actually pretty cool. I like that little detail there. Little flap. It's just on a hinge joint, plugs right in. Then we have the shoulder joint here, which allows you to move this all the way forward. Very interesting to pose with. You can see she can put her hands together there. That moves all the way back. You can rock that or pivot it on there. Same joint. And then there is a way to turn that one here. So you get 360-degree turns there. The armor does move just a hair, not very much. There's another point here where you can open up. I assume you can attach things into that, but I don't know what you would attach into there. This one here also has a pivot point, so you can move that up and down, and a rotation. And then here at the shoulder, you can rotate the upper arm. That goes all the way around, barring whatever you impact with here. And then point of rotation here on the elbow. Point of articulation here, another rotation here. Remember, this is an aerial unit, so those ones are used as thrusters. And then, oop, lost that hand. This one is articulated as well, and that acts sort of as a wrist. You pose this in different ways, and you can angle the hand just how you like it. Give me a second, I'll grab it. Okay. So yeah, you can move that one around where you'd like. Make it look a little bit more realistic for the pose you like. We're gonna go on to the chest. Remember I said that one moves up here. It actually moves a little piston inside here, in and out, if you take a look, which looks quite nice when that one has its sticker on. I will show you the stickers in a second. Or if you were to paint that the color it's supposed to be, which is gold. That's a thing. The articulation on the torso moves quite a bit forward, helps with that aerial unit when she's curled down. Rotation here, and you have a point to pivot here. There is one more point of articulation on this side, which I didn't cover. This one has a little rocket launcher. You can rotate that here. It is on a 3mm peg. That one also is doubled on the other side, but you only get one of these. Like I said, rotation here. Let's pop that off real quick. It is a ball joint, so you can rock it there too. This one moves up and down on the body and just a bit right here. Well, a bit inside the body here, but more so on the back. Obviously, you can go up and down here. You can move it left and right on a 3mm joint, and then these guys open up. That also leads to these thrusters. Again, it's an aerial unit, so these thrusters can be rotated as well to vector that thrust. Moving on to the hips, you can see that big barrel going into those sockets. No drop down, but just like as you see, a 360-degree turn. And of course, you can open those up out that way. And make sure I keep this on camera. Let's rotate this one here. Move this guy up and down. You can see actually they modeled that to look like pistons, which looks nice. Point of rotation right here on the outside of the knee. And of course, we got that funny backward joint. This one just kind of plugs in there. I don't like this joint because it does feel very loose. Once I paint it, it'll be better. But that's how it's plugged in, just stuffed in there. And then on the foot, you get all kinds of articulation. You get that rocking motion here. You get a rocking motion here. You get a turn here on both ends. And this one moves as well. So you can get quite a bit out of this one. It's a very strange foot. See, that's one of the things that I didn't like about this one. That one there. All told, though, you can get some really cool poses with this one. There are a lot of angles that you can move these legs that you couldn't on, say, a Gundam or a 30-minute missions kit. And this is quite compatible with the 30-minute missions and the Witch from Mercury kits. So some of the newer high-grade stuff, you're going to be able to plug and play all of this stuff into it. Now, as far as extras, there isn't much. I didn't include the weapons in this review here yet, but I will pose them with them in a little bit. You get two weapons holding hands, and you get a really cool looking sword, which is supposed to be like a heat sword. That's one of the techs that they use in this show. It folds so that she can hold it in a more compact method. It also includes two wrist parts, which would have been used for the MAILeS Kenbu. This is very similarly built to that MAILeS Kenbu. This was also included. It's a holding hand with a trigger finger. In this mode, she doesn't use a weapons, she doesn't use a gun, just this one here. So you don't necessarily need to use this one yet, but if you did want to give her a weapon from the Kyokai Senki kits, you can do that. It does have a trigger finger. All right, and I had meant to, but didn't, read the write-up on this one. So this is the MAILeS, which is the Mobile Artificial Intelligence Learning System belonging to the Japanese resistant organization Yatagarasu. It is equipped with an AILES, which is an Advanced Intelligence Learning System AI, and has exceptional capabilities that far surpass those of ordinary humanoid special weapons, or MAIMs. Reiki is a machine specifically tuned for maneuver warfare. It improved aerodynamic characteristics, which granted the unit high jumping and gliding abilities, allowing it to move freely in the air at low altitudes and carry out hit-and-run attacks, while baffling enemy AMAIM units moving on foot. The AILES installed in Reiki is a personality program named Nayuda, but it has an extremely intricate pseudo-self-consciousness and calls itself Angelo. It says the massive rear skirt transforms and unfolds during maneuver warfare and is able to improve the aerodynamic properties of the unit. The missile launcher I said was a missile launcher is actually a electric capture net launcher, and this is a device that launches an electric net to capture enemy units. And then it has a superheated vibrating naginata, and despite being in armament Despite being an armament for close quarters combat, it has a long handle and attack range, which complements Reiki's agility and excellent mobility. Alright, and here he is next to my high-grade GBN base Gundam. As you see, it is quite a bit taller than that one, and it can actually stretch out to be even taller than that. This is what I'd say is a normal height for it, looking at a pose, somewhat walking or something like that. It can stretch out higher, and it can crouch down lower. Unlike the Gundam, which has normal straight up and down legs, this one is all over the place, so you would want to do it in a way that would balance it. So I think this one's a good height. Looks like my 30-minute mission's Alto in 1/144 scale, just like the other GBN-based Gundam that I just showed, is missing his V-fin. I will find that in a bit, but for now, let's go ahead and talk about how he's only up to the waist height on this guy. That said, these are quite compatible with this, and there's a lot of 3mm pegs and ports on this one that you would be able to swap parts out for. I don't know exactly what you would do with that capability, but I suppose the limits are only your imagination. All right, and here you see a 1/100 scale Jinrai, and this one is from the Frame Arm series. Again, 1/100 scale. This is 1/72 scale. But in terms of on the shelf, you can see they take up about the same amount of space, and they both look similar in height. This is my Frame Arms girl Architect. As you see, she is similarly to the same size as my Jinrai was. This one is, however, in 1/12 scale, or roughly 1/12 scale. They don't actually have a scale in Frame Arms girls, but Frame Arms girl Architect here, standing about the same height as the Reiki. This little fella here is a Hexagear Governor. In particular, his name is Nero. He is in 1/24 scale. As you can see, a 1/24 scale and a 1/72 scale don't exactly match up in height, but he is a human, or a humanoid, you know, like actually, he's kind of a robot. But we're going to leave that one out as it is. We'll talk about that another time. Still, it's roughly human-sized, and as you can see, this one is quite a lot bigger. But in terms of scales, 1/24 is a rather large scale for model kits. You see here, he is just up to his knee, so on shelf space, he's going to be quite a bit bigger. Can you guys tell I haven't done a review in quite some time? I think you guys have noticed. Here is my master grade Gundam Alex. This is in 1/100 scale, just like the Jinrai is, and he is still quite a bit taller than this one. However, they can stand up a little bit straighter, and he would be about equal in height to that one. 1/72 scale, 1/100 scale. This one is a smaller scale than that one is still. If you remember, I mentioned I was going to bring this one out in size comparison here. You see here up at the top how that one is different than the shoulder armor on this one here. The arms here, those are the ones that would have replaced the same kind of thing on this kit. But being the same size, roughly, you can see there are some differences and a lot of similarities. Remember I mentioned that gold? That's the sticker that you would put on there, which is kind of hard to do. But you see, it does look pretty nice when you move it in and out. It does shred up that sticker, though. Paint that one. And that's going to be it for the review for the MAILeS Reiki. As you see, it is quite a nice kit. The color is nice enough. The color separation's pretty decent. Not too many stickers to go crazy on or pull all your hair out. That is where the vents go. Those go right here. What a funny place to put them. Regardless, I really like this kit. It is a very pretty one. I don't love the color, but I'm probably going to repaint it. I want to repaint most of my, what are they called? Kyokai Senki. I want to repaint most of my Kyokai Senki kits, so we're probably going to get to that before the end of next year, and I hope I can get all of them done. But this yellow, it's nice. It's not my thing, though. Either way, that's going to be it for the review on this one, though. I would recommend getting it if you can get it for a steal. They are roughly $32 MSRP. I don't know if they're worth $32. That's me personally. If you want it, grab it. Regardless of the price, it is definitely a good kit. It's big, it's bulky, it is fun, it is posable, it can get what you want done. And it is a really nice, sleek looking machine, so definitely a recommended one. That's going to be it, though. I will let you guys go for today. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you guys next time, or you'll see me, but more than likely, you'll see my stuff. Bye-bye.